I saw the picture. 1.40 meter, can you imagine? That is such a big pike. I caught so many big zenders with that, or also pike. Especially, I know it's pink. You can see it's a lot of catfish slime on that. Hi everybody, it's Babs Kijewski and welcome to my favorite place, the fishing room here at home. It's more a fishing garage and it's a bit messy behind me, don't look so much, but it's definitely my favorite place. Few days ago I asked you via Instagram story that you can ask me a question about fishing, and there came so many questions and I pick up some and I will answer that here in that video. So have fun and enjoy. Alright, the first question is my favorite topic, perch fishing. There was a question, please, I want to see your perch rod, and of course I can show you my perch rod. I have a different perch rod, one for more bigger lures and one for smaller lures, but this is a really love rod and reel. It's the new range of Xenon by Abu Garcia, and also a spinning reel Xenon. This is my version for really small lures, 3 to 14 gram, and with that I have 1,000 Xenon spinning reel on that, and a really thin line, 0.08 millimeters. Yeah, so it's a really lovely rod. I love to fish with that. Here we are. So my favorite lures for perch fishing, especially in the spring, is the Pulse spin tail. It's so easy to fish. You just cast it out and reel in constantly. Sometimes you make it a little bit faster, sometimes a little bit slowly, and have such a nice action. I have, of course, different colors, but yeah, I choose that. Depends the water conditions are. So one question was that someone want to start with the pelagic fishing, and he want to know what kind of rod and reels I use for that. And for that I have to show you something really brand new. I don't fish that yet because it's so brand new and the season don't start yet, so I have to wait a little bit, but I test the action a little bit with a cat toy and play a little bit with my cat. The action is really nice. So this is the Spike Pro from Abu Garcia. It's a pelagic inliner rod, so I don't have problems with the line and tangled around the rings. It's pretty nice, and on that I have my good old Revo rocket. So pelagic fishing, I know it's a bit special because you need a boat, you need the sonar and everything. I know it's not for everyone, and sometimes doing pelagic fishing you forget to watch the nature because you're so focused on the sonar. Yeah, but I really love pelagic fishing. I can't wait to start with that. So for pelagic fishing I use just one lure, not one lure, but one kind of lure. I really swear on that, and this is the Sig Vampire. I caught so many big zenders with that, or also pike. Especially, I know it's pink. It's a color cotton candy. It's the version of 20 centimeters, pretty big. When I have really clear water, I use something more like blue shiner, the color blue shiner. Yeah, these are my favorite. This is cotton candy is for real my real favorite, not because it's pink, because that color worked for me really well. So I caught so many good pikes and zenders on that, and I can't wait to use that soon again. One question was, Babsi, last year I saw you caught few nice catfish, and please show me that technique you fish with. And you know, you have to know, I live in France and I love the fishing for catfish, and I have really different kind of technique I use. So I fish from the shoreline, or I fished with a spinning rod, or I fish also vertical with a clonk. In that case I show you my favorite, because it's definitely the active fishing. It's the clonking. I drift and clonk and ask, "Hi catfish, where are you?" And this is this is what I do mostly. And for that I use since last year the new range. It's the Legend Cat from Penn, and it's a pretty nice rod, really strong. but not so heavy, and it's also an inliner rod. You know, when I fish vertical, the rings always makes problems when this line turn around and you can break the rod, and it makes absolutely not fun, because in that case I let the rod on my side and don't touch that so much. I just reel sometimes a little bit in or take a little bit line, but I have the line in my hand, clong with the other hand, and check my sonar. So this is the way I fish. And yeah, but this is my rod, and you can see it's a lot of catfish slime on that. Another question was, I have such a clear water at home, please can you tell me what kind of colors I have to use when I want to fish for perch or zander. Every fisherman know that situation, clear water. And yes, the question of the color of the lures is very, very important, because the fish see everything. So if I have real clear water, I fish mostly very natural colors, or more colors that are more dark. I never fished really shock colors. It makes for me also no sense. First, when I have such a clear water, I drop the lure down and check that with my own eyes. And when I say, okay, it looks in a natural style, then I give them a try. Otherwise, I change that. So let's have a look in my perch box. Depends, of course, what kind of technique you fish. Huh? For example, when you fish with a Sherbrashka, deep on the ground, I try to use more darker colors. Depends also how the ground color is. Yeah, when the ground is dark and the water is clear, then it's more stuff like that or that. Yeah, definitely my favorite color in clear water. It's a realistic lure. It's a real perch. You see, it's transparent. The tail is a little bit orange, but when the action works underwater, it works really well, and I catch a lot of perch with that. So more transparent with dark stripes for the flashes. Another question was, oh, very soon the pike season starts. Tell me your strategy. I will show you, of course. I make the strategy over months in my head, so I have a real plan what I will do. So first of all, I will fish on a very shallow area that is connected with a river, and for sure the pike will be there, spawn and go outside. And I know a fisherman who caught there a pike over 1.40 meters. I saw the picture, 1.40 meters. Can you imagine? That is such a big pike. And of course, I will be the very first fisherman after the close season there and will fish there. We start with a rod and reel. I have also, with pike fishing, of course, different kind of rods, but this is one of my favorite here. It's the Beast X series. It's the pike series from Abu Garcia. And with that, it's a Revo Toro reel, Weightcaster. And depends if I fish now, with big bait, I use then another rod and reel, but this is the mostly what I used. I will show you my box that is of course prepared. Don't be confused. I fished really big lures, big sizes, because I know pikes have such a big mouth, and you know, it takes a lot of energy to attack a lure, and I think a pike attack more bigger lures than smaller lures, because it takes energy, and especially after the spawning, when they have the choice between small and big, of course the pike, I think, take more the big ones. But I understand that people say, oh no, it's too big and I have to trust. The important stuff is you have to trust your lure. If you don't trust them, it makes no sense to fish with that. So I can show you my favorite stuff, but you have to find, of course, out what you prefer and what you like. My absolute favorite color is that here. That is the Sick Flanker. and it have so many bites, so many damage, but it still worked. It's an absolute unbelievable, amazing lures that make that movement in the water. And you see, it is dark golden, and the color flash is so amazing. I also put a small wrestle in the back. Lures here with twist legs, or a normal one here like that. So, but you see, the color is pretty dark, and yeah, I prepare that special for that water where I will fish, because the water is also very clear and the ground is dark, so all the baits are also mostly in that color. Another very good lures are spinner baits and chatter baits in the spring, because the pressure and the noises on the water is pretty nice, especially when you have to search first the pike. You know, then makes sense to fish lures there where you can search quick the water. I use for that the spinner baits from Dex, something like that, with a double spinner blade here on the top. The new Dex chatterbaits. I checked that already under the water. The action is so nice. Now I will show you a small trick. So you can fish that chatterbait like that. You don't have to pimp, or you don't have to put anything on that. The action is pretty nice. It makes noises and under pressure, but I always put a tail on the hook. And I don't, you know, you have different options to make that. You can put that like that, yeah, or you just make a nose hooking like that. So in case the pike is coming and he grabbed that, he hook more easily. There was, of course, so many more questions. What is a rod and reels I fish for carp fishing? What is a bait I fish for carp fishing? How often I feed? And yeah, it was also a lot of question about catfishing and zander fishing. But yeah, we don't want to overload you with that video. So thanks for watching. Have a good day, and we see us on the water.